We call these two-step equations because there are two steps we have to do to get the answer. Looking at this example, I know I want to end up with x equals something. That will give me my answer. So I want to get the x on its own. Again, we're going to use the balancing method. At the moment, 3x plus 5 is equal to 17. So anything I do to one side of the equation, I've got to do to the other as well. Now, I'm going to get rid of my 5 first. And if you remember, to get rid of part of the equation, you have to use the inverse. So this is a positive 5. So to get rid of it, I'm going to have to take away 5. And I'm going to have to do that from both sides. This will then leave me 3x on its own equals 17 take away 5 is 12. That was my first step, but I still haven't got x on its own yet. So step 2, I need to get rid of the 3. But thinking back to when we were doing those one-step equations, it's a times 3. And the inverse of times is, or multiplication, is division. So I'm going to need to divide both sides by the 3. 3x divided by 3 will give me my x. 12 divided by 3 will give me 4. Now, let's go back to the original equation and check it. If x is 4, 3 times 4 would be 12, plus the 5 equals 17. So I know I've got it correct. Let's do this example together as well. So the first thing I need to do is to get rid of my plus 8. And I'm going to do that by taking 8 away from both sides. This will leave me with my 10x equals 40. Now I've got to get rid of that 10. Because it's a times 10, I'm going to need to divide both sides by 10. This will leave me with x equals 4. Let's go back to the original equation and check it. If x is 4, 10 times 4 is 40, plus 8 gives me 48. So I know it's correct. This one is slightly different, but only because we've got a subtract sign instead of a plus. It's a minus 4 instead of a plus 4. However, it's still the same two steps. We want to end up with x on its own, so we know we've got to get rid of the minus 4. We use the inverse. We add 4 to both sides. This will give me my 6x equals 18. Now I need to get rid of the times 6, so I'm going to divide both sides by 6. 6x divided by 6 gives me my x on its own. 18 divided by 6 gives me 3. Let's go back and check it. If x is 3, 6x would be 18. Take away 4 equals 14. Yep, I know it's correct. Another example with minus 20 this time. So, step 1, I'm going to add 20 to both sides. This is going to leave me my 9x equals 45. Get rid of my times 9 by dividing both sides by 9. 9x divided by 9. 45 divided by 9. Let's go back and check it. If x is 5, 9 times 5 is 45. Take away 20 equals 25, which is what I've got. So I know it's correct. Now this example is slightly different because what I've actually got is x divided by 3, add 5 equals 8. But it's still the same method, just using the inverses. So my first step is still to get rid of the 5. So to do this, I take away 5 from both sides. This leaves me with my x divided by 3 equals 8 divided by 5 is 3. Now, to get rid of this 3 here, That's a divide by 3, and the inverse of divide is multiplication. So to get rid of divide by 3, I need to multiply both sides by 3. X divided by 3 times 3 gives me my x. 3 times 3 is 9. Let's check it. Well, if x is 9, 9 divided by 3 is 3. Add my 5 equals 8, which I've got here. So again, I know that's correct. Another example like this, I'd get rid of my plus 10 first by taking 10 away from both sides. This leaves me with x divided by 5 equals 18, take away 10 is 8. I now need to get rid of my divide by 5 by timesing both sides by 5, leaving me x equals 40. Let's try it. 40 divided by 5 would give me 8, plus 10 equals 18, which is what I've got. An example with a negative this time, negative 2. Okay, still same method. To get rid of my minus 2, I'm adding 2 to both sides, leaving me my x divided by 10 equals 9. Now I want to get rid of my divide by 10 by timesing both sides by 10, leaving me x equals 90. Let's try it. If x is 90, 90 divided by 10 will give me 9. Take away 2 equals 7. And the last example we're going to look at together. This one is different because I've got the whole of x plus 5 is divided by 2. So I need to get rid of this 2 first. And because it's a divide by 2, I'm going to multiply both sides by 2. This will give me x plus 5 equals 16. Now I can solve this like I would a one-step equation by taking 5 away from both sides, leaving me with x equals 11. Let's try it. If x is 11, 11 plus 5 divided by 2, well 11 plus 5 is 16, divided by 2 is 8. Have a go at these ones in your book. If you're finding them really easy, just do every other one or do 5 positives and 5 negatives. Pause this film while you have a go and then press play again to get the answers. Here are the answers. Make sure that you mark your work and then you take it to the teacher to get some feedback and next steps. Well done.